By having faith and equipping ourselves with the knowledge to conquer the struggles of life, we can set clearly defined goals, keep them in our thoughts, and take active steps to accomplish them. Hi there, I'm Adrian Atkinson, and on that tip for success, we welcome you to Jamaica Magazine. Coming up on today's pages, enhancing the ease of accessing tax services via the internet, plus mitigating climate change for agricultural profitability. Stay with us for all these and more in our half-hour package.
I remember when I didn't like school and Mommy used to have to wake me up. Tabla, hurry up. You're going to be late for school.
Hey, now that I have a tablet, you don't need to wake me up. Since Mommy and Daddy bought me a tablet, I use my tablet for all kinds of cool stuff. I use my tablet to read books. I use my tablet to learn about history and science. I use my tablet to help with my homework. I even use it to talk to my daddy at work. Hello, Daddy!
Learning is easy and fun with a tablet. Take care of your tablet, use it wisely.
Government has been making strides in modernizing the way it provides services to the public. Improvements in its revenue administration system by Tax Administration Jamaica has seen the rollout of a number of online services giving taxpayers greater ease and convenience in conducting business. Here's more.
I like the system and it is very, very, very good. When I mean very good, it is very good.
I find it user-friendly, somewhat easy to use. Sometimes I need to call up there to get a little clarification, but so far so good.
They are but two of hundreds of persons who have been experiencing the upgrade. How? Through Phase 2 of Tax Administration Jamaica TAJ's Revenue Administration Information System RAISE 2. RAISE 2, rolled out in December 2015 by the TAJ, is revolutionizing aspects of the tax system in Jamaica, creating a one-stop shop, putting power into the hands of taxpayers, giving them 24-hour access to select services, and saving them valuable time and money. RAISE 2 is an easy, user-friendly web-based service designed to improve the way business is conducted by the tax authorities and their customers.
There are so many benefits to be derived by using the e-services. So we have moved more tax services online. So in addition to filing and paying your income tax returns, persons are also able to do their payroll payments and returns online through this platform.
Persons who use RAISE 2 are also able to generate a statement of their accounts with the TAJ. Previously, one had to visit the tax office to get that information, but now it's just a click away.
You can see if you have any liability outstanding, right? And secondly, if you do, you can make payment right there and then, because you can pay online. You see the balances to show you how you can pay online, and you can do that via a credit card.
Persons can also apply for tax compliance certificate.
The certificate has changed in terms of how it looks. What will now be generated is a tax compliance letter, which once they get that letter, it will bear the tax compliance number, as well as the TRN of the entity that has done the application. Persons will be able to validate that letter. If we were engaging somebody to do some service and they tendered that TCC letter, we would be simply able to log onto the system and validate that it is an authentic letter.
Through RAISE 2, you can also grant third-party access to someone else, like your accountant, to conduct business on your behalf. There's also a direct banking feature, so persons can transfer funds from their bank accounts directly to the TAJ. And if you're having difficulty meeting your tax obligations, you can also make a payment plan by using the electronic service.
The information, the data goes directly into our system. So there's no need for data entry subsequent to the persons doing their business online.
TAJ's electronic services can be accessed at jamaicatax.gov.jm.
Once the page is loaded, you will see a number of options that are available on our upgraded e-services portal.
Say for instance you want to get a taxpayer registration number TRN. Well, you can begin the process online. Just register, log in, follow the instructions, and submit the form. Supporting documents can also be uploaded, but they still need to be verified at the tax office.
Think of it like doing a web check. If you were traveling, you can do your web check online. However, when you go to the airport to travel, you'd still need to go to the counter to have them validate, meaning eyeballing that you have a visa in your passport.
Once the application is submitted, the documents can be brought into any of our offices where it can be accessed from the queue, that is the application, and the process can be completed on the same day.
So just how safe is the system? Well, TAJ officials say it's an up-to-date world-class system with stringent security measures that meet international standards.
The US, they actually did some tests on our system, and had we not passed those security measures, then we would not have been allowed to use this system to do that mechanism.
Everybody, whether the mechanic, the property owners, the business people, your self-employed, I would recommend everybody to use RACE 2.
Each time you're not paying full attention to the road environment, the greater your chances of getting in a crash like that. Plan routes to avoid focusing on GPS systems, prevent children from roaming in motor vehicles, turn down the volume of car stereo systems, pull off the roadway if you have to use mobile devices, do not read, watch television or eat while driving, avoid multitasking, and keep conversations with other passengers to a minimum. Whether you walk, ride or drive, avoid potentially fatal distractions.
Increasing production to meet the demands of the local and export market is a key part of the government's strategy to grow the economy and wealth of the country. Climate change impact poses a major challenge, and stakeholders are partnering to put in place solutions that will achieve sustainable and profitable growth despite the threats. Take a look.
Climate change, defined as extended changes in weather patterns, continues to be a top priority for government.
The belief that climate change and environmental issues only affect some of us and is a problem for the distant future is a misconception. Climate change affects us all. When drought ravages our crops and there are outbreaks of bushfires, we all pay higher prices at the market.
And through the Office of the Prime Minister, stakeholders continue to boost Jamaica's response to climate change. One focus area, climate change and the agricultural sector. The agricultural sector is significant to Jamaica's economy, contributing over 6.5% to the country's gross domestic product. It also creates employment, feeds the nation, saves foreign exchange through the importation of less food items, and provides raw material to those in the agro-processing sector. Through the Jamaica Rural Economy and Ecosystems Adapting to Climate Change JIS 2 project, initiatives continue to help farmers mitigate against climate change so that the agricultural sector is not severely affected. The project is funded by the United States Agency for International Development and implemented by the Government of Jamaica.
USA, through the JIS 2 project, will continue efforts to enhance Jamaica's adaptive capacity to climate change through the provision of increased access to information that aids decision-making.
And so JIS 2 is helping to strengthen the capacity of the Meteorological Service of Jamaica so they can provide extensive climate data to farmers through the Climate Smart Agricultural tool. Why? Some farmers in Jamaica depend on rainfall, and with a change in rainfall patterns, there has to be a change in farming practices.
Our Climate Smart tools will allow us to have longer lead time, like 3 to 6 months if we're looking at drought forecast. And it also allows us to look at forecasts at a community level, something that we never used to do before. And now we're doing this first in Jamaica and first in the region.
With that information, farmers can determine what to do, when to do it, where to do it, and in the case of crops, what types are more suitable for planting during a specific period.
We have a database now with over 600 farmers in there that will send them free text messages whenever there is a pending drought, whenever there is a flood.
So what has been the impact? A survey showed that farmers who received and used the information were better able to respond to recent drought conditions. For those who were not exposed to the information, their production was negatively impacted by about 72%.
Compared to a farmer who attended the Farmers Forum, was exposed to the drought tool, the impact on its production was just about 39%. So right away you see where the tool is actually working.
To strengthen the system, the Met Office is moving to collect more information to pass on to farmers.
So we intend to increase the number of weather stations, and this will increase the forecast that we have going out on a monthly basis.
A memorandum of understanding was signed in March 2016 to install 36 additional automated weather stations across the island. The $18 million project will benefit over 500 farmers under the JIS program. The stations will be managed by the Met Office, the National Irrigation Commission, and the Rural Agricultural Development Authority. So government, through a partnership with various stakeholders, is working to minimize the impact of climate change on the agricultural sector, collecting the information, passing it on to farmers, developing policies, and working to implement best practices that will benefit society.
There is no doubt that the future strategies to deal with climate change will depend upon sound knowledge of past and present climate in our nation and in our region. Together, we must all recommit to adapting to and mitigating the impacts of climate change.
For more information on Jamaica's climate, visit agrilinksja.com and jamaicaclimate.net.
It's important to store water during periods of drought. It's even more important to ensure that the water is safe. Boiling and treating your water with bleach are two of the best ways to purify water. If you choose the boiling method, allow the water to boil for 5 minutes, cover, and let it cool. Store boiled water in a clean, airtight container and use something with a handle to take out the water when needed. If you use bleach to make your water safe for drinking, use 2 drops of bleach to a liter of water, 8 drops for a gallon, and ½ teaspoon of bleach for 5 gallons of water. Shake well and leave for half an hour before use. Water is essential to a healthy life, so ensure yours is clean and safe for consumption.
Let's celebrate Jamaica to the world. Fastest man in the world.
First Jamaican woman to win gold in Olympic 100-meter sprint.
An upcoming global superstar. Mouth-watering meals. And a vibrant set of people. We are Jamaicans. Let's get together and bring back the love.
Jamaican women have been leading the way in all areas of national life, including the arts. Holding pride of place among them is the late cultural icon Louise Bennett Coverley. Miss Lou, as she was affectionately called, was a poet, broadcaster, folklorist, writer and educator. She pioneered the use of patois in literature.
Philosophy sounds like a big word now, but that's what we have in our proverbs. Great philosophy, like cotton tree tumble down, dog jump over it.
Another paragon among Jamaica's art elite was sculptor and educator Edna Manley. She paved the way for the explosion of Jamaica's modern art movement. Manley not only co-founded but also taught at the Jamaica School of Art, now named in her honor, the premier school in the Caribbean for the teaching of visual and performing arts. Ivy Baxter is another of Jamaica's unforgettable women of the arts. She is widely considered to be the mother of the creative dance movement in Jamaica. Baxter was an educator and founder of the Ivy Baxter Creative Dance Group, which produced other noted dancers such as the late Rex Nettleford. Researcher, social anthropologist, ethnomusicologist and folklorist, Dr. Olive Lewin pioneered the preservation of the island's folk songs through recordings. She also formed the Jamaica Folk Singers. And helping to lead the charge across the stage has been actress, author, broadcaster and educator Leonie Forbes. Contemporary women have also been blazing trails of their own. Women like dancehall gospel artist Marion Hall, the first Jamaican female to win a Grammy Award. Author, historian and social scientist Dr. Erna Brodber. Poet and author Lorna Goodison. Sculptor and set designer Lorna Facey Cooper. and musicologist, singer, pianist, and percussionist Marjorie Wiley. Jamaica's women have also been leaving their mark and breaking barriers in popular culture. In 1963, Carol Joan Crawford became Jamaica's first Miss World winner. In 1985, Althea Leng became the first Jamaican to cover an international magazine when she graced Essence. By 1998, Jodian Maxwell grabbed headlines when she became the first non-American to the Scripps National Spelling Bee. And in 2007, Zara Redwood won the Miss Jamaica Universe competition, becoming the first Rastafarian to represent the island in an international beauty competition. Jamaican women, influential in all spheres of national life.
I said be careful what you teach your little children. Make sure I know something to hurt them. Mind what you're saying to my sister. She could be the next Prime Minister.
Sexual abuse is always a very difficult thing to confront, particularly when the alleged victim is a child. Parents, if it is that you suspect that your child has been sexually abused or is in a vulnerable set of circumstances where an abuse may occur, we encourage you to have dialogue with your child. Take the child to the pediatrician who normally attends to the child. If there is no such pediatrician, take your child to the clinic, to the hospital, to some medical practitioner who can do an assessment for you. It's very important as well that we don't just look at the physical side, but we also seek to find the kind of psychosocial support that a child may need. Does the child need a session with a counselor? Does the child need to speak with a pastor who is used to dealing with these issues? Does the child need to get that ongoing psychological support to assist with the healing process and also to assist the child in becoming strong enough, as it were, to deal with the various processes that will follow once it is that you suspect an abuse has occurred? If it is that the child actually discloses when you engage the child in discussion that yes, mommy and daddy, I was abused, we encourage you to entertain the child, to listen to what the child has to say to you, and to take it very seriously. So we really urge you to have those discussions and to seek guidance in terms of, do I speak to the police about this, which we always say you have to, because once a child has been sexually abused, it's a criminal matter, and it means that once at all possible, the child should be assisted to go through the processes so that the perpetrator can in fact be held accountable. Support your child and let them understand in very clear terms that they are not the cause or the reason for this abuse having been perpetrated. But the most important element is to support them, get them access to the services that they need, and give them a chance to have you give them that listening ear. For these tips and of course any other information that deals with children, that is anyone under 18 years, please feel free to contact the Office of the Children's Advocate. We're at 72 Harbour Street, downtown Kingston, and our numbers are 948-1134, or website www.oca.gov.jm. Thank you.
Watch what you teach your little children. Make sure I know something to hurt them. Mind what you're saying to my sister, cause she could be the next Prime Minister.
My name is Jamal Hall and I'm here at Monroe College at our First Form Science Energy Day extravaganza. We are trying to inculcate the use of various alternative energy sources among the first form group. Some of them are as displays where you have the wind powered, solar powered. This is Sandre, he has his piece right here. Sandre, tell me about your piece.
This is a solar pressure cooker. It heats up. When the light shines onto the fire paper, it heats up inside of the box, and because the glass is there, it traps the heat, and it heats up the water bottle. So I would like to feel it now.
Yes, please. Oh, it's hot. It's hot. It's hot. Thank you. All right, let's move over to a wind-powered house done by Sinilla Form 1X. Good day, Sinil.
This is a wind-powered turbine. The wind powers the bicycle generator, then it moves down to this wire and it powers the light bulb.
What made you choose a wind-powered house?
I felt it was good because of how Monroe was breezy. And it took me a day to build it.
What have you learned about renewable energy from the project?
That it saves work energy.
Saves energy.
And it prevents global warming.
One of the big thrusts we have here is to ensure that we stimulate an interest in the sciences from very early. So once the kids come in first form, it's a way of stimulating that natural intellectual curiosity and interest in the sciences, particularly alternative energy that the school is very passionate about. And it all ties into this whole thrust towards what we call STEM education, which is science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. And it really is a part of a broader thrust by the school to ensure that this is deeply engendered in the boys and there's this real interest and drive and passion that they have. Hopefully they'll go on to become scientists themselves.
We'll now be moving over to a solar-powered car. Let's see how that works.
We use a plastic bottle, 4 tires from an old toy car, and a rechargeable battery with a 3-volt solar panel and a 1.5 voltage motor inside the car. With the solar panel takes power from the sun, send it to the battery, and the battery powers the motor.
What exactly did you learn from doing this project?
Renewable energy is more efficient than fossil fuels.
We are here with Lawton Lewis and his solar-powered car. Now, Lawton, tell us something about this vehicle.
Okay, this vehicle runs off of solar power, right? All of these solar panels equal to 20 volts, right? 2 motor power the front wheels and 1 motor power the back wheel. Reason being because the front is heavier than the back.
Okay.
Right? The whole frame of this vehicle is made out of plywood.
Up next is a homemade solar water heater, and the person responsible for this is my friend here, Vernon. Vernon, tell me exactly how does this work?
We use irrigation pipes to hold the water. We have used the sun's rays to generate the heat of the solar water heater, which heats the water. These green plastic things, they are couplers, which are used to connect into these columns.
Co-curriculum programs such as this is deeply rooted in the concept of project-based learning. And so we're stepping away from the chalk and talk and now towards a system in which students are actively engaged in the process of learning.
I believe that students learn not only from theoretical knowledge but through practical application. And I thought it fitting as a teacher who experiments a lot in the classroom to not only teach the concept energy but also to allow students to exercise some practical work, and from that they will better understand the concept. So in some sense, practical application concretize theoretical knowledge. This assignment was also weighted towards their end of year exam, so it has a 20% weighting. This I think is very interesting for first formers, so it's like an SBA component of their final exam.
Now it's time to check out my masterpiece. Let's go. Okay, this is a solar powered company. Now, everyone made houses, but I decided to make a company that could be later on used, meaning that it could develop to something bigger. Here I have my solar panels, and if the sun shines, heats up these 2 panels, and then the light inside the house turns on. The benefits of solar is basically it is healthier, it's cheaper.
They are more cleaner and release less pollutants in the atmosphere than other energy forms.
I found out that green energy is the best energy and that solar panel isn't there and it's better than using the normal electricity.
This whole day is basically about the use of renewable energy, and we are just so glad that you could be able to stop by and see what we have to share, and now we can spread to the whole world what you can achieve using renewable energy sources.
The JIS Heritage Competition is back. Enter your essay, poster, or photo and win big prizes. If you're aged 9 to 12 years, enter the essay competition and tell us who is your favorite Jamaican sportsman or sportswoman and why. High school students, enter the poster competition. This year's theme is Jamaica's Rich Sporting Heritage. If you're a tertiary level student, enter the photo competition. This year's theme is I Am a Sports Champion. Competition closes for all 3 categories on November 6. Get started now. For information on submission and competition guidelines, visit our website at jis.gov.jm. Call 926-359-024, extension 2137, or send an email.
And this is where we take our leave on yet another enlightening edition of Jamaica Magazine. We value your feedback, so keep the link through our various social media platforms. Send an email to jamaicamagazine@jis.gov.jm and visit our website, jis.gov.jm, for the latest on government information. Until next time, I'm Adrian Atkinson, reminding you to take care of your health, eat well, exercise, get adequate rest, and make every day a productive one.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.